I'm gonna begin with that top cheek. Oh, that just comes off the bone beautifully. There's a lot going on in that bite. Good morning, everyone. It's Mark Wiens with migrationology.com in Barcelona, Spain. Walking to the metro this morning on our way to have breakfast. That was just a short metro ride. We arrived to San Antoni. We just arrived to a restaurant called Can Vilaro. And this is a neighborhood, very friendly, traditional Catalan restaurant in Barcelona. And I just ordered a couple of different dishes. The owners here are extremely friendly, and we'll see what I just ordered. Yes. I'm starting off with a bowl of gazpacho. And this is a cold soup. And I think there's a blend of vegetables in here, but also a tomato. Oh, that's thick and looks very hearty, like a puree. Oh, that's awesome. It is cold, it's chilled. And that is, it's almost like a salsa, but it's not spicy. It has an onion and tomato flavor to it. And at the same time, it's sort of fluffy. This is common to eat in the summertime when it's hot because this is a cold, very refreshing soup. Let me add some of these little crispy breads. I really like it. It's not like really thick tomato-y. It's more like kind of watery tomato-y, but that makes it more refreshing and like light. Look at the thickness of that. It's almost like a smoothie in texture. A little bit sour, a little bit salty, and a little bit tart from all of those vegetables and tomatoes.
Capipote.
The gazpacho was delicious, and the next dish has just arrived. This is one of the dishes that I was really looking forward to eating when I came here. It's called capipota, and it's a mixture of, there's a lot of tripe in here, there are pieces of meat, there are chickpeas, garbanzo beans, there's some kind of white lumps of, is it pork? Probably, I think pork. And this is just a mixture, and you can actually smell, you can definitely smell that tripe. Oh, and I love tripe. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so tender. I don't know if it's a little bit tomatoey or if that's coming from these chilies that are in here, but that's awesome. And what I like about the sauce is that a little bit of the garbanzo beans have sort of been pureed into the sauce, so you get a little bit of that garbanzo bean starch. That is an amazing dish. Let me try this piece of meat. That meat is just pure fall apart tender. And this is a very hearty, like a very solid dish. This sauce is just made for bread. Look how it just sticks and soaks up into that bread. And if I can get a chickpea, oh, and a piece of tripe onto this. Oh, with the bread, it goes so well together. It's only like 9 a.m., but people are feasting already and drinking wine and enjoying and socializing. Food is delicious, and it just has an amazing home-cooked flavor to it. And these are the cheeks and like the jawbones from, I'm not totally sure what, but I think it's either lamb. I think it's lamb. I think it smells like lamb. And then you can see a drizzle of garlic and I think parsley on top. And this smells incredibly good. Just look at these jaws just glistening. Oh, how do I go about eating this? Oh, I think that's the eye socket right there. And then you can even see all the bottom bits. Oh, the tongue is included too. Oh, that is half a tongue right there too. I'm gonna begin with that top cheek. Oh, that just comes off the bone beautifully. Fatty, gelatinous. There's some chewy bits in there. And then it's coated in like a garlicky parsley sauce. There's a lot going on in that bite. So many different textures. And I think that is lamb. Oh, I think this is more of the cheek here. Just look at that combination of the fat, the skin, the meat. Oh, that piece just melts in your mouth. Okay, I'm moving over to the tongue. I think that's the tongue, right? Let's see here. Oh yeah. It's a little bit chewy. It sort of has the texture of gizzard. It's kind of leathery in texture. Oh. What I love about this is that there are so many different textures. Some soft and melt in your mouth, others that are chewy and kind of leathery. What could this be? Oh, that looks like a little gem of meat right there. Let's try that. That's a little melt in your mouth piece. Gracias. Oh, okay. Oh, salud. Okay, not only is the whole restaurant friendly, but everyone eating here is friendly, and they talked me into having a glass of wine this morning for breakfast. Said you have to have the wine together with the lamb cheeks. Okay, that is really good. That's a white wine. It tastes quite light. Oh, it's fantastic though. I've got one more lamb cheek to conquer, and Ying is not gonna help me on this, so it's up to me. Yeah, what I do love about it is that there's so many textures going on. Look at that. Oh man, it's such a wonderful thing. And for this bite, I'm gonna take that cheek section, and then, come on. What a just like harmonious combination. Lamb cheeks, tripe. What else could I need right now? Oh. Except to lean back. Friendly people, so many friendly people here too. Just take a look at this. Take a look at this place. It is packed, and it's still early in the morning. That was so good that I just want to sit here for the. This is the type of place you could just sit for the rest of the day and just enjoy and just keep ordering plate by plate and maybe even spend the night here.
Bye bye.
We finally have left the restaurant. We were there for how long?
2 hours.
Over 2 hours. I thought it was gonna be just a quick breakfast stop, but I wouldn't trade that experience for anything. That was an experience of why it is so awesome to travel for food. We just arrived to the Montjuic fountain, and this is an iconic fountain in Barcelona every Friday and Saturday, but I'm not sure of exactly the days, and sometimes it's not on. There's a famous fountain show, but unfortunately when we are here right now, there is no fountain show, and so I don't think we're gonna have a chance to see the fountain show, but it's still an amazing fountain just to see in the daytime whenever, even when there's not a show. And then the museum is further up here where we're gonna visit next. You have to climb up a number of different terraces to get to the top of the museum, but once you're up at the top, the city view of Barcelona is fantastic, and you can see the mountains in the background. It's an amazing view. We are now walking around the museum. Here is the map of the Museo Nacional d'Art de Catalunya, and there are many different exhibitions around the entire complex, including medieval Romanesque art, Gothic art, Renaissance art, and so we are gonna make our way from exhibition to exhibition. There are really some amazing paintings within these exhibitions, especially if you enjoy art. The entire medieval and Gothic exhibition is really impressive, and a lot of the art dates back to the 16th century and comes from artists especially within this Catalonia region. But then if you come upstairs to the top level, it's all modern and contemporary art. I'm in a section of the museum now that has a number of different doors which are designed by Antoni Gaudí, who is such an important figure in Barcelona. I think probably my favorite section was the Gothic art, but I also really enjoyed browsing through the modernism section. The next plan for the day is that we're gonna go back to the road. We're gonna try to take the bus to the top of the hill to Castel de Montjuïc for hopefully an even better view of the city. This is a huge roundabout and square, and just trying to figure out which corner to take the bus. I think it's this one over here, and we are gonna catch bus number 150. Just got off the bus. That took about 10 minutes. And right behind me also, alternatively, you can take the teleférico, which is a cable car all the way to the top here. Dos, por favor. It's €5 per person for entrance. Montjuïc Castle is a military fortress that dates back to 1640, and it is supposedly the place where you can get some of the best panoramic views of Barcelona, so I'm looking forward to entering and to enjoying the views. We just got over the moat and entering into the castle walls. I think we'll go right. From up here, you get a really good sense of Barcelona. You can see the Mediterranean Sea, you can see the downtown area, you can see Sagrada Familia, which is one of the most important and iconic basilicas and one of the icons of Barcelona. And now we're gonna go upstairs to the top section, or within the castle. And then over on this side, you have some amazing views of the Mediterranean Sea, as well as the port and the harbor of Barcelona. Just look how many thousands of shipping containers are below there. I think visiting the Montjuïc Castle in Barcelona is an absolute must when you visit Barcelona, just to get this amazing view of the city, and it will give you an incredible perspective of everything that you can do and see when you come to Barcelona. To enjoy the views and to get a little bit of exercise, Ying and I have decided to walk down from the castle. was a very nice walk. We are now back in Barcelona and we're trying to make our way to a famous tapas bar. And hopefully we're gonna get there before they close for lunch. We made it to this little small tapas bar, which is called Quimet y Quimet, and this is an amazing little place. It's like a wine and liquor cellar. They just have bottles decorating this entire place, and this place is famous for their little tapas. I'm glad I got here. Actually, we got here just before they're closing, so I'm just gonna have a few little treats. This one I had to order. This is a little piece of bread on the bottom, and then he put on some tomato. There's some tomato puree, I think, and then some mussels, and then some caviar on top of this. I think this is a biter. With a fork, you would just make a mess, but you do have to lift the plate up to your mouth so you don't spill too much. I don't want any of that caviar to go to waste. The bread on the bottom is just completely crispy, and then the tomatoes are a little bit sweet. Oh, the caviar is wonderful, and the mussels are, I believe they're canned preserved mussels, so they're really, really soft. And yeah, delicious. Wow, that's a fantastic little bite. Wow. I also got a plate of razor clams. These are huge, look at them. I better lift the plate too so I don't spill too much sauce. I think these are canned preserved as well. I think almost everything they serve is from cans, but they do it so well and they preserve such high quality ingredients. These razor clams are wonderful. Also very soft. I also got some stuffed olives. Whoa, those are nice and sour. And then I decided to have coffee this afternoon. I ordered a couple more. This one is codfish liver with tomato, and he added on a little bit of caviar as well. Wow. That codfish liver is like creamy and it kind of just dissolves, yeah. And then I really tasted all of that caviar as well. The caviar is wonderful though. It's not too salty. They're like little jellies almost. Wow. That codfish liver is so creamy. The codfish liver almost has the texture of like cheese. And this one is a beauty also. This one is the smoked sardines with red pepper, and then I'm not sure what that is on the top, and then green pepper on the top. This one is a little bit hard to navigate. I love sardines. Yeah, that chili that I ate is really, really sour as well, like a pickled chili. That was amazing. That was another wonderful tapas experience in Barcelona, and we got there literally just before they closed. As I was taking my last bite of tapa, they closed the doors and closed for the afternoon, so I'm glad we made it. That literally gives a new meaning or breathes new life into canned foods. All of those little toppings are from cans, and they were so good, such high quality. And also, the way he made them, just the different combinations, simple but delicious, and he just seasoned them perfectly. I liked how nothing was too salty, but just had a fantastic seasoning. We just got off the metro at Diagonal Station, and we are walking over to Casa Mila, which is also known as La Pedrera. Last night I already bought 2 tickets to 2 famous houses by Antoni Gaudí. And so the first we're gonna visit is La Pedrera, which is also known as Casa Mila, and then after that we'll go to the next one. also gave us the audio guide. And this is a building designed by Antoni Gaudí. It was built between 1906 and 1912. I just got my audio tour, and I think I'm gonna need to put my bag in the locker, and then we are gonna explore this building. We are in the elevator going to the top first. The first thing you do is you get in the elevator and take it all the way to the rooftop. This rooftop is extremely interesting and very peculiar, and on the audio guide they were mentioning that it feels like a completely different world when you are up here. Kind of like a fairy tale land up here. Gaudí did not create anything just for looks, despite his appeal of things that looked beautiful. He also had a purpose for everything, and so all of these spires, they are all different chimneys. Walking down to the next level. Here's something that's really interesting that I just learned. Gaudí, for his designs, he would hang chains and strings and hang them down. And then there's a mirror below here. You can see that when it's reflected, it looks like a building, and you can see the arches and how they work and how they are geometrically correct. So the hanging models that Gaudí used are called stereofunicular models, and he was not only an architect, but he was a genius at geometry. Just came down a flight of stairs and now entering into the apartment. Again, just like Sagrada Familia, I love how Antoni Gaudí used natural light. There's light coming in through windows and little pockets of light shining throughout this entire apartment. And also the way he just had this incredible sense of space and also waves. This house is very wavy. There are lots of curves, but it all really somehow just fits together. Oh, here's the kitchen. Very spacious. Something else about Casa Mila is that it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's just an iconic building, but only a little portion of it is open as a museum, and there are other apartments within it that are still used and that people still live in today. So it's not only a museum, but it's a living museum, and it's an actual residence. What I liked about this is that it provided a glimpse about how Gaudí was thinking and his kind of imagination or thought process into his designs. At least just a little tiny glimpse. We are now walking down the street on our way to the next Antoni Gaudí house. Just entered into Casa Batlló, and this is a house, a previous house that was remodeled by Antoni Gaudí in 1904. What's really cool about this audio guide this time is that you have this, it's like a smartphone with 360 video, and so you can turn it around the room. Oh, I'm upside down right now. But you can turn it around the room and you can see the different design elements within the room, within the cell phone window or within the screen. one of the things in this room is that there's a ventilation system, and they think that possibly he got the inspiration from fish gills. And this window opens and closes like this. Yeah, kind of like fish gills. I have never seen a fireplace like that. I have climbed up. I am approaching the top of Casa Batlló, and it's still amazing to me how Antoni Gaudí used natural light. Even in buildings that seemed like they should be enclosed, he found a way to incorporate light into his designs. I just made it up onto the roof. If there weren't signs to direct you where to go, you could definitely get lost. It's like a maze within this whole complex, and on the roof and in the attic area, I am heading down now. What struck me about that is just his acute attention to fine details and how he thought through every single thing, as well as the natural light, the space, the windows. After going to Casa Batlló, we ended up just coming back to the hotel. Ying wasn't feeling so good, and we've been having really long days every day, so we're both really tired. So we're just gonna call it a day here and just have some small snacks for dinner tonight in the hotel. But before I end the vlog, I did want to address one thing, and that is whether it's worth it. Which one to choose between Casa Batlló and Casa Mila la Pedrera. And they're two similar buildings by Antoni Gaudí, and they're both famous attractions. They both have some similarities. If I were to choose just one, I would probably go with Casa Mila, mainly because I really enjoyed seeing the apartment furnished, and also I thought the roof was the best. But in reality, they are both different enough that they are worth it to visit both. However, they are the entrance prices are pretty steep, pretty expensive. So if I were to just choose one, I would go with Casa Mila. So that being said, I'm gonna end the vlog for today now. Thank you all very much for watching. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and also make sure you subscribe if you're not already. And I will see you on the next video. Thank you for watching. Whoa, there's like a moth that just landed on my nose. What happened? Did I get caviar on my nose? Hey. The hanging models that Gaudí used are called stereofunicular.